Good evening, everyone. My name is Linsey. This is Desi the dog. She's here to meditate with us today. And this meditation is just meant to prepare you for the best sleep ever. So if you have not, please pause this video and make sure you're completely ready for sleep. That means your alarm is set. You've done any self-care routines that you need to get done before then. There's nothing really else to distract you from this really important work. I love these kind of meditation and restorative practices because as someone who has a history of insomnia and sleep issues, I've felt that yoga and meditation have really served me well. And hopefully as you get into a pattern of being able to gear yourself down and learn how to relax and to just let that time kind of aid you into the process of sleep, you'll find that you get into a really healthy pattern too. Okay. You have two options for today's meditation. They will be restorative postures. They'll both be inversions, which are very soothing to your nervous system. The first one is legs up a wall. If you have a wall, which I have right here, you can come onto your back in a supine position. Maybe even take a pillow or something underneath your hips. And find a little break in your knees, toes splayed toward the side. You can even take a strap around your legs so that they're about hip width distance apart. And that way, if your legs want to fall out to the sides, they feel a little bit more supported. Your second option is a seated forward fold. So now you know why I'm sitting on the ground. Or here, I like my knees bent out to the sides just a little bit, nothing drastic, not like butterfly pose, but just something really easy. And you'll want some pillows or some bolsters underneath you. Just for simplicity's sake, I don't have the bolsters here with me, but what you'll want is something that you can lay down on, rest a temple or your forehead to, and really feel as though you are supported instead of doing an active stretch. Take a few moments, make your nest up. Make sure you feel symmetrical, relaxed, just like Desi back here. And then just simply land and subscribe to this shape and this time and this space. Let's take a deep breath in together. And exhale, open mouth, decompress from your day. Again, cleanse the palate, inhale. And unload, let stress just seemingly eradicate from the body and just melt. One more time, inhale. Long, soft exhale. Let it feel luxurious and smooth. As you close your eyes and just settle in to this meditation. We'll find our breath at our own comfortable pace, like an infinity symbol. It gently rises, crests, and then kind of comes over that nice round edge and back down the slide. Curving back around in a loop and back up. Ironing out any choppiness, any resistance in the breath. And finding just a little bit of that silkiness, that ease. Now that you have slowed your breath, maybe to just ease it down one more count. Inhales of 4 or 5. And exhales of 4, 5, even 6 if it feels good. Continue just like this. Breath unimpeded, all the way from nostrils, deep down in this container of your torso, belly, and pelvis. Everything feels really free, flowy, smooth, relaxed. Take a mind's eye now, deep within the body. As you close your eyes, you'll see third eye center in between your brows, and you'll just get very comfortable in this safe space that only you can reside in, this home that you make for yourself. And while the breath eases you in here and grounds you, you realize that this is a safe space that nothing can come in to if you do not let it. So see yourself as that peaceful guardian of this space. It's your job to hold this space sacred for yourself and not to let any thought or distraction come in and take you from this important work. Now that you're there, come deeper down inside the body. Let the mind's eye travel all the way down into your shoulder, down through your arm bones, and out to your right hand. Feel that light touch of sensation around the skin of your hand, the back of your hand, your knuckles, your fingers, your fingernails, your fingertips, your palms, the pads right before each finger elongates out through the palm, out through the pads of your fingers. And to just feel this entire hand. The outside is one sensation, almost like an electrified glove. The mind then begins at the base of your thumb, right at your wrist, and we will trace up the side of the thumb with the mind through sensation up to the very tip. Let your mind slide down the opposite side of your thumb, down into the crook between the thumb and the forefinger. Up now, the forefinger all the way to the top. And then down the other side of the forefinger to the space between the forefinger and the middle finger. Up the middle finger, trace, trace, trace to the top. And slowly cascade down to that space between middle and ring finger. Let your mind's eye trace sensation and light touch up your ring finger all the way to the tip. And gently slide down the ring finger to the space between the ring finger and the pinky. To feel that inner edge of the pinky all the way up. And then let the mind's eye slide all the way back down to your wrist. Let's go the opposite direction. Mind's eye traces up the outer palm toward the head of the pinky. And then slowly rolls down the inner edge of the pinky toward the space between that and the middle finger. Creep up the side of your ring finger. Feel every little notch of skin until the top. And then slowly feel as you come down between ring finger and middle finger. Tickle that sensation up your middle finger. Rise at the top to feel any sensation and light touch. And walk back down the other side of your middle finger. Now to your pointer finger. Creep and climb, feel and discover. Slowly march down, feeling every little nerve cell along the way. Up the inner thumb, all the way to the top. And all the way back to where you began. Take just a moment to feel this entire hand again as one sensation. And the light touch of the skin, whether against solid or air. before your mind migrates back up through your right arm bone to your shoulder, across your chest, and then down within the depths of your left arm bone, over to your left hand, to feel what's happening over on this side. The whole hand is one glove, one electrified sensation. If the hand is tense, to uncurl your fingers, let it rest easy. To simply notice the back of your hand, your knuckles, your finger bones as they elongate out towards your fingertips, around to the palm, up the palm to the pads, up the insides of the fingers to the very, very pads of the fingers. Let your attention bottom out right at that inside of your wrist, down at the base of your thumb. Trace it just like with a soft little laser focus up toward the very top of your thumb. Let it roll down the other side of your thumb into the hollow between the thumb and the forefinger. Again, consciousness traces up the forefinger, slowly, delicately, rounds at the top, and creeps down the other side, notch by notch, sensation by sensation. Up the inside crease of your middle finger, and down the second side of the middle finger, all the way into that little crease between it and the ring finger. Crawl up the ring finger. Pause at the top, feel the very tip, and then roller coaster with grace down the second side of that ring finger. Pinky finger now all the way up and all the way down to the outer wrist crease. Let's rewind all the way back up that outer pinky finger to the top and crawl back down to the space between it and your ring finger. Steadily climb up the ring finger now. Feel the very tip and slowly climb down to the crease between it and your middle finger. Again, ascend middle finger, no rush. And come on down to that little hollow in between it and your pointer finger. Up the pointer finger now. Feel everything. All the way down toward that L shape between forefinger and thumb. Up through thumb, feel every sensation, the temperature, the nerves. Come all the way back down to where you began at your wrist crease. And then broaden your perspective to your entire hand, the skin that envelops it, and just feel for a moment. Take your mind's eye now up and out of those arm bones, back up through your shoulder, in through your chest, and then slowly cascade down into your right hip crease, down into your leg bones of the right leg, all the way to your right foot. Feel your heel. Feel the skin that wraps around your heel into the front side of your foot as it smooths and elongates out the top of your foot into your toes, your toenail beds, your toenails, the tips of your toes. Wrap back down and around towards your heel. Let your consciousness creep up the sole of the foot. toward your big toe mounds, toward all of your toe mounds, in through the pads of each toe. To feel the light sensation around the tiny receptors in your skin. Whether there's lots of sensation or lack of sensation, just to notice and have this broad awareness here. Start on the outer right side of your right heel. Pinpoint any sensation there. And follow my voice up the outside of the right foot, all the way toward the pinky toe. Come up the pinky toe really toward the top, and then cascade down the inside of your pinky toe to the space between that and the next. Creep up the next toe from the inside. Come all the way to the top. You might pause or go a little slower at the top before you gently cascade back down to the space between it and the next toe. Creep your mind's eye up your middle toe now. Nice and steady, feeling everything along the way, no rush. And slide down to the next hollow. All the way up this next toe. Feel it at the top. And then come all the way back down. Now meeting your biggest toe. Take a little bit longer to trace the entire front side of this toe all the way up toward the top. And then take even more time to trace down your big toe to the inseam of your foot, all the way back down toward your heel. Let's go the opposite way. Trace back up toward the big toe and back down into the hollow. Up your second toe and back down the other way. Creep up your third toe now. Notice any sensation differentiation. And then come all the way back down the other side. Again with this toe, climb all the way up and all the way back down. Pinky toe now. All the way to the top. Feel. And trace all the way back to where you began. Feel your foot as one open sensation. Receptive, relaxed, non-reactive, at ease. Mind's eye travels back from your heel, up your leg bones, all the way to your pelvis, and then just gently cascades down your left hip bone, all the way down your leg bones to your ankle, and finally settles into your left foot. To expand awareness and just wrap awareness around this foot. Feel it all. Any light touch, deep touch, sensation or lack thereof. Pinpoint your starting position on the left side of your left heel. And carefully draw with your mind's eye a line right up the side, all the way up towards your pinky toe. Crest at the top. And then subside down into the hollow between it and the next toe. Creep on up, slow and steady, next toe. And then feel everything on the way down and the sensation in between the toes. Middle toe now, smooth, relaxed, slow pace. And back down. Again, up this next toe and back down, just fishing for any different sensations or signals that your body might be giving you. Big toe now, all the way up. Take your time to smooth your consciousness around the outer rim. Take it all the way back down the inside of your left foot to your heel. Let's rewind all the way back upside the inner foot. Feel that arch, feel the big toe come and crest along the top. Slide back down the other side of your big toe. Take a pause at the bottom to feel, and then walk all the way back up your second toe, crest at the top. Gently aware on the way back down of any sensation or feedback. Continue here on your own with the last three toes. No rush. As you trace all the way back to where you came from, just feel the foot as one sensation. Now let your awareness come back up your left ankle, your left leg bone, up into your hip creases, into the center of your being, to come back to this full breath as it emanates through your container, from nostrils down through your entire torso. And as you feel this fluidity in breath, you expand this fluidity throughout your entire body. Feeling your container, not just from nostrils to pelvic floor, become very spacious, but also out through your limbs to every single finger pad you've traced, every single toe that you've traced. And to really let the skin on the entire body come alive with this subtle, non-reactionary sensation. Trace the body now from the nostrils in two lines out around towards your ears, around your ears to find sensation on the skin, down the sides of your face, to either side of your throat, down your shoulders, around the outer rims of your arm bones, down towards your arm bone. Trace around the gloves of the hands from the outside over each hump of finger, of appendage, until you get to the inner wrists. Follow the inner wrists up the inner arm bones to the eyes of the elbows, all the way up through your armpits, and then down through your side bodies, from armpit all the way down to the abdominals. Trace down to the outer thighs, and then down the outer leg bones to the outsides of your knees, outsides of your calves, outsides of your ankles and heels, up around the perimeters of your feet, up and over each toe mound, until you get to the very insides. Cascade down the arches to the inner heel. Trace up the inner ankle. Trace up the inner calf, to the inner knee, to the inner thigh, and then back up through your hip creases, all the way up toward your heart space, and back toward the nostrils, over the chin, around the mouth, and back to breath. Just feel everything you traced as one sensation. This huge energetic body that you've just looped. Whatever sensations are there, soften into them. And then follow the tracing line of breath down into the body. Trace down into the deeper muscles of your face to smooth and relax. Down into the inner muscles of your jaw to hollow out your ear spaces and canals, to find a little bit of ease through the inner muscles of your neck, to soften the inner spaces of your shoulders, your joints, to let your arm bones actually feel heavy and relaxed themselves, to feel even more weight through your forearm bones and to completely collapse through each finger and wrist bone. Now coming back up to feel heavy through your chest, to let the entire rib cage just melt and desist, to trace down your spine towards your pelvis and let it sink deeper and deeper into the floor. As your hips disengage, your leg bones melt from the inside out. You feel the backs of your knees become heavy as even your lower leg bones and your ankles and your feet bones give up to gravity. And a sensation comes all the way back up the heaviness of the bones. You trace the entire body from head all the way down in this inner space. Let it feel settled and grounded. Let's take just a few breaths to bask in this really nice, focused, alert, but relaxed state that we've cultivated for ourselves, where no thought and no task can disturb. In a moment, when you transition from this space up into your bed, you will return to this space of third eye center, of an internal landscape that only you can access. Reminding yourself when things come to pull you out in a way, maybe back into stress mode, that you are the peaceful guardian of this space. And that the more you practice, the easier that path will be to tread towards sleep. When you are ready, slowly transition. And I hope to see you on a meditation very, very soon. Namaste.